The 13th annual Hardball is in harm's way. Stay tuned. We'll tell you all about it coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Myrtle Beach Lighting on 17 Bypass, a little south of the back gate of the Air Force Base. We're focused on the 13th annual American Hardball, and we're visiting with its co-chair, Todd Harms. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for getting in early here.
Thanks for having me.
What about this Myrtle Beach Lighting? This place is amazing. Did you walk through here a little bit?
It is. It has some beautiful lamps and
it goes
nice fixtures.
On and on and on. We ought to pop in here and check with these folks about some auction items.
Absolutely.
Have they they've probably donated in the past.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Bob Grabowski was with us just a couple of minutes ago, and it's exciting to think about a place like this. You walk around and you think this is really a great opportunity to introduce them to the Hardball if they haven't been in the past.
Certainly.
It really is. How about the holidays, Todd? Did you all have a great Christmas season?
Had a great Christmas. Absolutely. Surrounded by family, and I think that's the most important thing. So we had a great time, and it's good stuff.
Were you relaxing on the Strand the entire time, or?
We were. My wife's parents and my parents both were able to join us here, so we had very little travel.
Great. Are you originally a native of the Grand Strand, Todd?
I'm not. My dad retired from the state as a forester, and so we have always lived here in South Carolina, but all around.
And you grew up where? All around?
All around.
Right.
Spartanburg. We've lived in Chesterfield. My parents now live in Lancaster, South Carolina.
Is that right?
Only about 2.5 hours away.
And your wife's family, are they in South Carolina?
They are. They've just recently moved to Walterboro, and so that's an exciting move for them. They are planting a church there, and they moved from Johns Island, where they had lived for years. So big step.
And you said they're planning a church?
Yes.
What does that mean? You mean they're opening a church?
Yeah, they're planting a church and starting something new there, and it's very exciting. So.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
We're talking about planting a Hardball, and they're actually planting a church.
Yeah.
That's a real mission opportunity. You know, when you think about mission opportunities, you have recently taken on the position, I believe, a new mission opportunity.
I have. I am the director of adult ministry at church, First Presbyterian Church in Myrtle Beach, and so my predecessor in a lot of areas is Howard Barnard.
Mm-hmm.
Most people know Howard along the Grand Strand, and so he's going to be retiring from the church 1st of February, and I'm going to take on evangelism and new member assimilation and missions there.
Is that right?
So, in addition to adult education, so I'm very excited. All those things are closely connected, and so I think it'll be a good fit.
And now, will the mission take you out of town at all? I guess you'll probably have to be going on some trips.
Yes. Currently we have regular trips to Mexico. We take 3 groups each year, and in the last year we've traveled to New Orleans 3 times to help in rebuilding from the Hurricane
Katrina, right?
Yes.
Well, those have been very well-attended trips. I think I've seen some of the pictures in the church bulletins or otherwise. A lot of folks going on those trips.
It is. It's an incredible opportunity. I took my son just in October, and it's funny to say we had a great trip, but truly we did. I mean, it's an opportunity to give back and to really take in just the damage that was done and the incredible way that these people's lives were impacted, and it makes you appreciate what you have here and the stability, the security that we enjoy.
Mm-hmm. You know, there are a lot of people that look at different ways of giving back. One way, of course, through their church, visiting other locations, helping to rebuild. Of course, a lot of folks look at the Heart Association as a way of giving back, if they're either in a non-spiritual or even a spiritual sense. A lot of folks look at that as a Christian mission. That is, what was the original push for you, Todd, getting involved with the American Heart Association?
My dad, some years ago, was impacted by heart disease, and he has, just in the last couple of years, he had his second open heart surgery. He had quadruple bypass, and he's had a couple of procedures as far as angioplasty and whatnot, and so the research and development that American Heart is responsible for and contributes to has personally impacted me and my family. Just my dad, he's my hero, and so want to do something to honor him and to give back and to make sure that other people whose families are impacted by that same thing have that opportunity to benefit.
Quadruple bypass. Now, is that something that you all knew a little bit about ahead of time, or is that okay? Right,
we did.
Not totally unexpected.
That's right. It was scheduled, and doctors did an incredible job, and was not here on the Grand Strand, obviously, in Charlotte, North Carolina, but and it's amazing the turnaround now. I mean, he was up and about, later that same day. I mean, no, that's not true. But in the few days to follow, I mean, he was up and walking around, and they're very quick to get him up and moving. So the surgery is just, I guess, less intrusive, and I think that's thanks to the research and just the incredible advancements that we've made.
The dollars that'll be raised at the Heart Ball, that were raised at the Ride-a-thon a couple months ago, at the Heart Walk, obviously year-round during the school year, jump rope for heart, lots of different ways to, or as well as a lot of folks who just make direct donations through direct mail campaign to the American Heart Association, whatever way. When we're talking about the number one, and is it number 3 killer, number 1 and number 3, heart disease and stroke?
Absolutely.
In America's, definitely in South Carolina, but surely in America as well. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Is this something the Harms family in general are concerned about, or is it principally just your dad? Is that something that you've been monitoring closely, or has your mom had any?
My mom is the picture of health, thank goodness, and she, which is ironic. But my dad is, as a result of some of his issues, he has a strict diet and these kinds of things. But he continues to have some trouble, and that's okay. But I am adopted, and so as far as hereditary issues and things like that, it's a non-issue. But certainly, from the standpoint of my health and being around for my family, it's an issue. I think it's an issue for everyone. I could certainly stand to lose a few pounds and these kinds of things, and I think that the guidelines and the advice of American Heart, the educational piece, it's just as important as the research that they afford.
Oh, absolutely. And, of course, the Heart Association, much like the Red Cross, interfaces with hospitals and doing child CPR. And, of course, a lot of that, all the hospitals locally take advantage of the Heart Association's methods for their child CPR and the adult CPR classes, which are so important not only for new parents but adults and youngsters of all ages.
Sure.
It really is. It's fascinating. We think February 17th is getting pretty dang close, Todd.
It is. It's just around the corner.
Today's Friday the 12th, so we're really less than 5 weeks away now.
5 weeks.
A lot to happen in the next...
there is, but it'll come together. This is an exciting time.
You and Dr. Andy Gresco co-chairing in this 13th year, and of course when you think about an event like this and so much that happens to get 1,000 folks in a room, particularly at Kingston Plantation, it's the first year back at Kingston Plantation in 4 or 5 years.
It is.
So, albeit you're skilled with, you're knowledgeable of Kingston Plantation. You've been involved with the Heart Ball for...
Absolutely. Kingston, I think, is probably, if you can qualify them as one of the most reliable event providers, and that's, they're so easy to get along with and always willing to, go that extra mile and do whatever it takes to make your event a successful one. And I've been involved with, American Heart doing things there, and also, just through different jobs that I've had and whatnot. And they're always just very consistent, very reliable. And so in that, I'm comforted to know that that'll be one less challenge we have to face.
Absolutely. They had forever, for the longest time, had the largest ballroom or meeting space, convention center, or convention-type meeting space on the Strand until the Marriott arrived. I guess the Radisson, the Convention Center, Sheraton now,
that's right.
Convention Center Hotel has access to a lot of space, but those three, and that is where the Heart Ball has been the last 5 years. 5 years ago at Kingston, then the Radisson 4 years ago, then 3 years of the Marriott, and now back to Kingston. So it's always going to be at one of those 3 locations as long as we keep churning out 1,000-plus events. What's that like preparing to have 1,000 people in a room in one night, Todd?
Well, it's exciting. It's nerve-wracking as well. But at the end of and I've never been disappointed. The reality is we have an incredible slate of volunteers, and it couldn't be done without everyone who contributes their time and their resources, and it's absolutely a team effort, and it's really incredible and exciting to see all those folks come together and just everything that has to happen, do that, and everyone gets along, and it's a good time. I mean, it's exciting.
That is the big word, volunteers, though. Volunteers. Yes. If a viewer was interested, not only in learning more about the event, but thinking about possibly donating an auction item or trying to get a ticket or even buy a sponsorship, is there a number someone could call to, is it the 843-626?
Yes, 3939.
3939. That's
Yes.
the key number to call.
Yep, and they can call me directly, 843, also 241-7218. Glad to take those calls, and glad to set you up with sponsorship opportunities, auction items, anything, whatever capacity that someone would like to get involved.
Great.
I can hook.
I heard that. 241-7218.
Yes.
We're going to get that down. We want to get that on the screen. I mean, that's a great, but of course, 626-3939. And you and I were talking earlier this morning. It's fascinating to think about. We're up getting going, thinking about the Heart Association this close to the event. But to think about donating auction items, to think about all the sponsorship opportunities, and there still are, this far out, some great sponsorship opportunities.
Absolutely. And it's a great opportunity for exposure. It's just the right thing to do. I mean, it's money well spent, and it's great advertising. Everyone has been impacted in some way by heart disease and stroke, and either personally experienced health issues or someone in your family, and so when the community sees that it's something that you support, I think it's a good thing that they know that you are supporting American Heart Association, and so it's just good press.